We are again around that time of the week where we bring to you our webinars which are packed full of information and some fun Q&A. At 10 a.m. we have a webinar on rising inflation, how to make your money work harder for you. We have another webinar at 10 a.m. on the iThought PMS ecosystem, which will cover everything that you need to know about us. At 11 a.m., we have a webinar exclusively for all the amazing women out there, a candid conversation-based webinar which will help you chart out your wealth creation journey. If you would like to be a part of our webinars, don't forget to register. You can find the registration links in the description. See you all there.
Why every portfolio is special. A friend of mine was showing me portfolios of all his family members. So there are 4 of them. There are 4 portfolios. So he has a portfolio for himself, one for his wife, and one each for each of his children. He had great pride while he showed his own portfolio. He definitely was very proud of what he had done in his wife's portfolio. But the moment he moved to show the portfolio of his kids, he said, this is a small thing, doesn't matter. Anyway, just have a look. But I'm not focusing so much on this portfolio. That moment, I realized that he feels it's important only to give maximum attention to the big portfolios and the small portfolios don't matter. I have grown on the philosophy which means something very different. To me, the small portfolio is extremely important. In fact, in every decade, I start a small portfolio from scratch with very little capital. And I try to grow that portfolio to a very reasonably high size. So I love this process of starting small and building steadily into something big. While I really love this process, the reason behind my liking it so much is that the activity of scaling up from scratch, from a small base, teaches me so many things every time I do it. And these learnings basically keep me sharp, focused, and always alert to opportunity. In a small portfolio, you need to find all the right opportunities and quite a few of the best opportunities if you have to scale it up at a reasonably quick pace. Once you become big, then you start thinking that there is no urgency to grow. So actually, the small portfolio is very special because it teaches you how to always keep a sense of urgency in your thinking to grow, and also to ensure that that sense of urgency doesn't make you do crazy things in your portfolio. So you know you can't lose, but you still need to grow at a reasonably good speed. And you have very little resources. So you have to understand how to overcome all these constraints and still build a fairly large portfolio. Now, what I just told you is almost a way of life for me because I've done this so many times. And by doing this so many times, in my mind, something very deeply ingrained is that every portfolio is special. No portfolio should be given lesser importance based on size. Every portfolio should be given the importance it needs to scale up at a reasonably quick pace to achieve what is acceptable in terms of returns and to cross milestones earlier than when you thought you would reach them. So these aspects always kept me focusing as much on the small portfolio as I did on the large portfolio. Today I'm managing thousands of portfolios as a portfolio manager. And there could be a portfolio in our PMS which is just 50 lakhs starting, and there could be a portfolio which is 50 crores, 100x. But it's very important that I give my best to the 50 lakh portfolio all the time so that that investor gets enough confidence to keep on investing into his portfolio and scaling up his portfolio at cost all the time, so that when performance comes in each of these stocks that we keep adding, his overall portfolio grows faster than it otherwise would if he just gave 50 lakhs and did nothing thereafter. Now, where did we get this approach of making investors continuously contribute and continuously participate and achieve higher scale in their individual PMS portfolios with iThought? It came from my own experience and how in every market cycle I started a new portfolio and grew it and scaled it up and achieved what I wanted to achieve before I thought I would achieve. So the timeline also came nearer, the returns become higher, the investment actions in every market cycle are always better than what we did in the previous market cycle. Essentially, the investor in me keeps improving when I challenge myself in this way. So when we do the same thing for our customers, we naturally give customers more confidence to participate more, to keep adding those little sums of money. Many times people ask me, I've given 50 lakhs, why should I give any more money? And I tell them a simple answer. You trusted me with 50 lakhs of your money. It's a very large sum. But what is more important is you keep giving me that 1 and 2 lakhs every now and then and show enough trust to give us that extra 1 and 2 lakhs. Because if you keep doing this for the next 3 years, which is the period during which you even have an exit load, your portfolio gets built up layer by layer. You end up adding more capital than you otherwise planned. You save better, you invest better, and all the money that you invest incrementally goes to very precise stocks that we want to scale up. So your scaling up happens very efficiently. And by contributing and participating constantly with those small sums of money, 1 and 2 lakhs, or maybe a little more, according to what your financial strength is, you achieve a lot more than you thought you would achieve by opening a PMS with us. Now, to me, that is very, very important. That is the most gratifying thing, because anyway, we are not incentivized with profit shares in many of our portfolios. And we are actually wanting the incentives to go to the investor. And the best way for the incentives to go to the investor is if he keeps scaling up by not staying where he started and constantly adding money at every available opportunity. By giving so much of intense focus and attention to every portfolio, treating every portfolio as special, we do something which probably no other PMS product tries to do. That is, focus on the investor saving and investing more, focus the investor's attention on scaling up his portfolio, and focus our efforts to ensure that these initiatives of the investor help him achieve superior returns over the long term. By doing all these things, we ensure that every portfolio is special. And most importantly, it's not just our achievement, it's the achievement of every investor who travels in this journey with us. And that's what makes every investor special, every portfolio special, and every effort to make this special experience reach every one of you. Thank you for being there.